Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel and another edition of our Caro-Kann speedrun, where we will be taking the account from 1400 up to the 1500 level. I'll be playing games from the black side, 5 minute plus 0 second increment. As always, I want these to be educational and hopefully entertaining, so make sure you're ready and prepared to pause the video if you hear or see the tactics recognition buzzer, so you guys can practice trying to find those moves. If you have time, try to stick around for the post-game analysis where I can really slow down. That's where a lot of the learning takes place. And as always, if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, hitting that bell notification, and all that good stuff. And let's go.
And here we go.
And we're off and running with our first game of the 1400 level video. And we have a position that we have seen many, many times before. E6 is the move. And then we'll go for c5, knight c6. Yep. I imagine bishop pin. Okay, maybe not. All right, we will remove the defender of the d4 pawn. Here, we can take. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take. Queen b6 looks attractive to hit the b2 pawn. Knight to f5. Once again, we get this weird capture here with the double pawns. We have seen that before. Check. Bishop here. Bishop b4 looks strong. Play knight c3. Let's go with queen b6 just to go ahead and put pressure on b2. See what they want to do. Yeah, now, and if you guys remember, every time they push this b3 pawn, that, we provoke them to play that a bit of a weakening move. And now I think we can just play bishop to b4 check. Because now if they block, we can actually take that. Actually, we can take it with the queen. Because we provoked this weakness, now they don't have knight c3. Yeah, and they're having to play that very, very undesirable move. Yeah, this is probably coming. We could give the check. That forces them to block with the queen. Is that anything? I don't know that it is. Check, blocks, takes. Not sure I see anything there. Yeah, let's just maybe get the knight to f5. Yeah, so now they drop the d4 pawn. Question is, which one do we take with? I like having this knight here blocking that escape square. Let's take with this one. Right. Yeah, I think we take here with the queen. They can give us a check when all the dust settles, but we have something up our sleeve, I think. Ah, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Pause the video. Obviously the next move is obvious, but then after that, we just simply have tactics recognition, condition number 4. That is a 0 versus 0 and a very, Very restricted piece. Mm, yeah, we mentioned that. They had that check, but doesn't lead to anything. Yeah, we'll just take the. Let's just make sure they blundered. SDR.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Let's just stop for a second. Make sure we're finding the most accurate move. Takes the pawn. Do we have anything better? Don't see it. They don't have a way to get control of the C file, at least immediately. Ooh, don't try to go there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, very good. So they didn't do it. That would have been very unfortunate. Yep, they had the light squared bishop, so we want all of our stuff on dark squares. Um, I think we'll put it here. Very difficult. And then on the next move, we will get control of the C file. And we are winning. We are +4. So what do we want to do? Trade, trade, trade. Find the one way you can lose the game and make sure that doesn't happen. All right, let's hit the bishop. Where's that bishop going? That bishop looks very unhappy. Again, same thing. Condition number 4, restricted pieces. That bishop does not have very many squares to go to. And I'm imagining this will be a resignation. Although we're down to 44 seconds. So, yeah. Okay, good try. Mhm. Actually, yeah, this is fine. Okay. You're gonna go here, and guess what I'm gonna do? You got it. We are going to sack. That is the most efficient way to win this game. No shenanigans. Pass pawns must be pushed. Let's stop that nonsense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Push. That does nothing. Push. King up. And they can't stop that move. Mm-hmm. That comes with check. Let's see here. Check. 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 Uh, where's the mate? Where's the mate? There's no mate? What? Good game, Opalman. All right, so I think that was a pretty good standard Caro game. Let's see how he did. What in the world, man? Are you serious? And it's not even like 93. It's like every time it's like 92.8. It seems like it's that every single time. One mistake and one inaccuracy. All right. It's just crazy, man. It might have been a mistake there at the end when I just had a few seconds on the clock. There might have been a more direct way to, might have missed a quicker checkmate or something, but we've seen all this before. Yep. Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna remove that defender of the D4 pawn. Oh, so that was our inaccuracy. Okay, so it wanted the immediate queen B6, yeah. Okay. What's the difference there? about half a pawn. Yeah, I'm just not understanding this capture. I mean, I guess they're trying to get some play on the G file, but we're the one that has the initiative. We're the one that's doing the attacking, especially when we take here and that opens up this diagonal. Um, yeah, so now queen b6 is the best move. And you can see that, guys, right there. How many times have we seen this? Again, file that away in your memory banks. And these Caro-Kann lines, um, the advanced variations, when they play that b3 move, that is welcoming some kind of check on this diagonal. And so, yeah, bishop b4. I think every single time we played bishop b4, and that was the best move. And they just don't have this resource. They don't have knight c3 anymore. Okay, did we play this correctly? Oh, that was our mistake. Wow. Wait a minute. Wait. Why is that so much better than that? Yeah. I saw this, but I was prepared to sacrifice. I saw this, and I was ready to sacrifice because their king is out in the open. I mean, it's still winning for black. So, yeah, okay. So that's the reason we wanted to retreat the bishop. But I didn't say this during the game, but I was totally thinking this, and just sack. Just sack because the king doesn't have anywhere to go. And the computer agrees that still is winning for black. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I didn't like. Yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to put this bishop on h6 when they can just snap it off with the bishop, um, kind of opening up the g file. But again, we're the one that has the initiative, so yeah, that's the best move. Okay, so we picked the right knight this time. Yeah, and now I was totally I was well, actually, I guess they are kind of stuck here because they really can't play either of those moves. I wasn't thinking that they were going to take, but now that I was looking at this, maybe they don't have a way out of this. That yeah, they can't play this. We got two attackers on that, so yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're going to lose the rook in the corner anyway. And that was best. That's fine. Best. Okay, give the check. Yeah. Yeah. Now the bishop's trapped. What's the bishop going to do? That was a good move to try to at least have one available square. We just snap that off. And then from here, look at that, guys. I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even blink. Like, first of all, we're down to 30 seconds. But I mean, there's no reason, absolutely no reason in the world to allow this guy to sit here and wreak havoc, right? Just snap that guy off, trade down. And this is an easily won in game. Push, 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 push. Yeah, not much they can do here. Was there a mate that I missed? Okay, it looked like I was like, "What in the world?" There's no, but this pawn's kind of annoying. So engine said, "Yeah, take the rook." I wanted to take with our rook, but this was fine. And then, yeah, not a whole lot of time here, but we managed. All right, great start. On to the next. Next up, we have Stasberg. All right, the hillbilly. Now, wow, we haven't seen the hillbilly in a while. Ah, this line. Okay, so let's go with the bishop block. Hmm. I could go with the queen. We talked about this before. I'll try it. Let's see if they go knight f3. They do. Okay, so now this is good because they're going to block. We're going to take, and we're going to get our nice pawn structure. And this is perfect. This is very desirable. Okay, let's develop. They've got to waste some moves, sliding their king all over the place. What is that? It does not look right. Yeah, I'm just gonna develop. If you take, then you're gonna leave yourself an isolated D pawn. And ooh, I think they're in trouble. All right, pause the video. What do you guys see? Yeah, I see taking and then knight to b4. I'm not sure because knight to b4, we're threatening this and we're threatening the fork. So you can't stop the knight coming to both of these squares. But I'm not sure which one is correct. I'm not sure it matters because this rook is, you know, axis recognition number 4, restricted pieces. This rook has nowhere to go. So if we go here, they're going to have to, um, yeah, I mean, they're going to have to play rook to c1. I don't see any other way to do it. They cannot allow our knight to get here. I'm guessing that the c rook is correct. We'll have to see. I mean, this doesn't help because we're threatening the fork. Right. Okay. So that's one way to do it. But now we're hitting this and this. You can play this. You can play this. What? Giving us another pawn? I don't understand that. We have this. We have escape squares. We can just go back where we were. Okay. We're giving up b7. I guess probably more centralized square makes sense. Not sure though. Takes here. Okay. I'm just gonna, yeah. When you're uncertain, I don't think it ever hurts to go to a centralized square. Let's kick this knight. I think here we just want to try to trade rooks. Have to be a little bit careful about some coordination here on f7. Okay. Yeah. Got some pressure on f2 ourselves. Now we could be threatening. Wait, what? What that is? And now we're guarding f2. Okay. Hit the rook. Where's that rook going? Looks like a very, very sad rook to me. Nope, 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 nope. How many times have we seen this already? Tactics recognition, condition number 4, restricted pieces. This rook does not have a lot of squares to go to. I think just take the rook. Hmm. Yeah, I guess they can go here. Okay, let's just get our rook down there. Yeah, good move. Let's try to trade. Ooh, okay. Hitting the knight. Okay, let's hit this again. Make sure there are no issues with the fork. Okay, now we get here. Now we want to double. Hmm. Yeah, now we get our knight here. And yeah, we can just give a check though. Yeah, let's hit the knight, and that'll be it. Check. Knight here. You can't move the knight now. Okay, let's go here and let's try to trade the knight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm always getting down low on the clock. It's not a problem. Good games. Osber. Okay. I thought that was a pretty good game. Let's see how we did. Okay, so 85%, only 2 inaccuracies. That's kind of strange. That's interesting. 85%, but we only had 2 inaccuracies. I wonder why we got hammered so bad. All right, let's take a look. So this was a pretty long game, 59 moves. So all this is fine. Yeah, again, blocking this, we already said this before. Blocking with the bishop is minus 0.28, and blocking with the knight is minus 0.29. Literally a difference of 1/100th of a pawn. So pick your poison. I chose to block with the bishop so that we could try this line, taking with the queen. Again, it wants to take with the knight, but I was kind of hoping for the exact line that we got. You guys, of course, you can play knight d7, and then we give this check. They have to block with the queen, or they can't castle, and well, they can't castle anyway. We take, and now we just have a nice advantage, minus 4/10 of a pawn. And yeah, you can go for this. Um, you can go for you can go for this to try to build a big center. Certainly possible. Like, if they play d4 there, you can just play e6 and continue as normal. I decided to go with our normal pawn chain here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so not taking there, I think was the right approach. If we take that, let's see what it is. Yeah, it's not quite as good. Difference about um, 3/10 of a pawn. We take back. Yeah, that was correct. Okay, so it did want the other knight. What's the difference? 15/100ths of a pawn. So yeah, basically the same thing. Doesn't really matter. That was a good move by them. Okay, that knight taking that pawn is correct. Taking that's fine. Going back is correct. Taking the knight is okay. Okay, that was best. The correct rook. Otherwise, we drop a7 with the other rook. Yeah, now this rook seems to be pretty unhappy. So it wants to go ahead and attack the rook. But they do have the d6 square. When they put this knight there, that really restricted the rook. That was one of our inaccuracies, but I don't know. I mean, that seems very logical to me. I mean, black's killing it here, minus 2.4. That was a huge mistake. Okay, so given the check first was correct, he wants to go knight here. Yeah, that makes some sense. Definitely makes some sense. I was just a little bit worried about maybe okay, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense now because I was a little bit worried about the rook coming here and threatening to sack the rook for our rook. So I didn't think this rook was very stable, but if you make this move, then that guards against rook d1. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense. So that was our other inaccuracy. And that was best move. Rook has nowhere to go. Taking the rook was best. Okay, that's fine. Trading is all fine. That's good. That's best. That's best. That's good. That's best. Says this is a mate in 6. Yeah, I'm down to 15 seconds here. Yeah, okay. So I missed this idea with very little time on the clock. I missed this idea of simply rook h to f2. And what did they do about this move? We're threatening mate because the knight's protecting that. And if they move the knight somewhere, then well, we can just yeah, we can just take that. Or actually, we go here, they go here, we go here, they go here, we go here. And now because the knight is protecting this, then that's mate. Okay, so yeah, so I missed a mate in 5 there. But that's one of those things. I will say, honestly, that's probably an opportunity for improvement for me personally. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily exceptionally great at finding forced mates when I don't have very much time on the clock, like 10 seconds. And so what I usually do is kind of err on the side of caution because I play so much bullet and I'm used to making a lot of pre moves and moving fast. I kind of have the, and I think I mentioned this on another previous video, but you kind of have the choice of do I want to spend 3 or 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and try to find this quick mate in 3 or mate in 5 or whatever, or do I want to just hurry up and make a bunch of pre moves and trade and simplify the position and get down to a point where I know I can pre move tons and tons of moves and guarantee a win? Well, for me personally, it's just my opinion. That's a very easy answer. I would much rather just play knight here. Let's get the knights off the board. And then now I know I'm going to get that other rook off the board. And then now I've only got 10 seconds. And with a rook and an extra pawn, this is like a cakewalk for me personally. Now, if you're not good at lower time controls or you don't play with increment, okay, then yeah, maybe for you, you might want to risk a few seconds to find that quick checkmate at the end of the game. But I don't personally mind letting my clock run down to 10 seconds or whatever. I'm sorry if you guys are watching like, oh my gosh, he's running out of time. It doesn't bother me, but I wouldn't recommend that. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised we only got 85% on that one. I didn't think our two inaccuracies were that bad. So I don't know. Maybe we got hammered because we didn't execute that mate in 5. Who knows? But I'm okay with that game. Moving on. All right, game 3, we have X lemon. Got that? The hillbilly attack. Okay, let's block with the bishop again. This line. Take with the knight. So here, I kind of like the move b5 to potentially, yeah, so maybe even pushing b4 here looks attractive. I do kind of like that. That gives us a b file to play with. Where's this knight going? Back? Yeah. Does not look like a very happy place for the knight. So queen c7 comes to mind. Get out of this pin. If they play c3, drop it back. Get some pressure on H2. Yeah. And then now these are going to be targets. I don't mean like they're going to be Walmarts, like they're not going to be target buildings where you shop, but they're going to be targets. Okay. Before I get a rook here, maybe push A5. That gives us the freedom to get this rook on the B file. Mm-hmm. Kind of makes me want to play this move. This also looks like we can play this. They back up. We play G5, and we potentially win a pawn. Let's play this. I might provoke them to take here. That does not look very good. Hmm. Unless you're going to sacrifice, and that just don't look right. It just don't look right. Oh man, we're going to do it. So here I like bishop here. Um, sorry. They want to do this. Yeah, I like bishop here. We take back with the knight. We're still guarding this square for the queen. Yeah, and here I'm just going to bring the bishop back, play some defense. We're up a piece, so unfortunately we kind of have to. Um, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Definitely don't want to take and allow their queen to get here. So they take, we take with the knight. We're still stopping their queen from getting here. Still stopping that. If you take, we take queen here. We drop it back, and we're just up a piece. Otherwise, I think we're bringing the queen in for some added air support. I like white's aggression. I do. I really do. Ooh, that lets the queen in on this dark square. Don't like that move for white. Now, if you push, yeah, you play that, then we. Oh, you want to trade? What? Sure, man. I'd love to trade. Okay, let's hit the pawn. Yeah. Very weak dark squares. Okay, let's hit the B pawn. You can double. Uh-huh. Okay, let's push. Okay, let's go here. And push. Yep, they want to play that move. We understand. That's not a problem. Mhm. Now we're hitting all 12 of these pawns. That's a lot of pawns. Can't save all of them. Mhm. Let's give a little check here. Just a teeny weeny check. Hmm. Okay, we'll take. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, let's try to get the king from behind. Check here. Don't want to go here. That drops the bishop. We'll just back up. Yep. And now I think we come in here. You go there. We'll just give a check. Force you to go back. Then we'll go rook here. White's playing this well. No, don't think that's going to work. Yeah. Let's hit the rook. Hmm. Can't take that. Don't you do it. So sorry.
I'm sorry, I am sorry. My apologies.
That will be the game. Tactics recognition condition number 1. Pieces lined up on the same straight line. I don't really want to let them have this, so let's just go ahead and save the bishop. You know what I mean? Good game. Whatever your name is. Greece. Let's see how we did. All right, 87%. We had 1 mistake and 4 inaccuracies. Okay, another hillbilly. Yep, both of those moves are about the same. Okay. Yep, taking with the queen. That's about a difference of a tenth. Not a whole lot of difference. Well, this is fine, and black just has a nice little advantage here. Okay. Yeah, I wanted us to kick the bishop. Didn't necessarily like that b4 push. Yeah, I didn't think that was a good spot for the knight. Now we brought it back. Yep, now we have this battery lined up. Yeah, I liked this push to free up our rook to get some pressure on the b file. I didn't feel like this queen was going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, that was best. That is best. Yeah, and so I just figured they'd go here and we just win a pawn, right? It's a little bit dangerous because white does have a semi-open f file to play with, but we're just up a pawn. Engine says black's good here, minus -0.7. Yeah, these types of exchanges, these sacrifices just don't work out when you're able to bring in several pieces. Like if this bishop were offside, this bishop was like over here or something, maybe, because it's kind of hard to get out of this, you know, out of this pressure. But and the computer's like, you know what? I'm not even worried. Let's just push. That is definitely a move I'm never thinking about playing here. I'm all thinking defense here, right? Because it could get a little bit dangerous but with these two knights backing each other up, we're pretty good. That was one of our inaccuracies, but I just wanted to bring it back just to play it safe. I know we're winning. We're up a piece. And I wasn't sure about taking here. Are we supposed to take that? I did want to take that. I wasn't sure. 'Cause I thought, yeah, they don't have this, I guess. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't know. I just kind of made my stomach turn, allowing that queen to get on the G file that early. So I just thought, let's just bring it back. So that was one of our other inaccuracies. And then here, I like this position very much because now we're not allowing the queen into that square, right? Now I want to bring my queen in. And once this queen gets on this side of the board, then I'm feeling very, very comfortable. We have plenty of pieces to protect the king. And now it's just a matter of buttoning down the hatches and trading some pieces and easy conversion. Yeah, now they don't, this check does nothing. Sometimes if this bishop weren't here, then sometimes they have a perpetual on these 2 files, but the bishop comes back to block, so yeah, let's swing that queen in. Trade all day long. All day long. Okay, all of this is fine. Yeah. Now you're losing something. Giving that little intermezzo check was a good idea. And this was not easy. I mean, I want to go back to F8. That was another inaccuracy. Yeah, we can't go here. Now white's back in the game. And actually white's winning. Yep. Always going through the checklist. Constantly going through the checklist. What checks do they have? Is my king safe? Is their king safe? Do I have any checks? That was another one of our inaccuracies. Okay. Yeah, we're just fine here. Oh, that was our mistake. So I wanted to. I felt like this was kind of setting up a trap. I'm like, if we take this pawn, they take here, then we trade the rooks, and this pawn runs. If we do it now, and king here takes, we have to do some more work. So I'm a little bit confused as to why the computer says that's a mistake. It wants to go queen king back. Then we go here. Maybe they just promote. We take. They take. I don't know. I feel like this is a. I mean, is white really going to find? I think, are they really going to find this move after we take that pawn? Yeah, no, that's it. Very important move to not just push there because then it actually does get a little bit sticky here. I mean, hey, look at that. This is a draw. This is a draw. Yeah. And we're going to face a million checks. Just a draw. Crucial move there to not just say, oh, you know what, I'll just push it, whatever. Make sure you find that one way you can lose or one way you can throw the game away. Make sure that doesn't happen. All right, next. Game 4, we have M. Denwar Mumbai from India. Man, I tell you what, these players from India, they love E4, knight F3, man. They love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love these exchange variations. Okay, knight, so that means we pin. There's no queen C7 unless, okay, now we can, well, we need to play E6 first, and then we can play queen C7. They'll probably play bishop F4 and beat us to the punch. Will they beat us to the punch? What is that? I don't understand that move. Doesn't that destabilize their whole center? I think I'm taking that. Now this pawn's a weakness unless they castle and play F4, but that does not look good with us having the dark squared bishop. So, do we want to fianchetto or do we want to put the bishop on C5? My gut tells me to fianchetto. Queen C7. Putting immediate pressure on it looks good. I do like this quick queen C7 because they can't castle because we are hitting E5, and if that forces them to play F4, then we can go bishop C5 and be annoying, trying not to let them castle. They could play bishop to F4, that's fine. But then we go knight E7 to G6, and we're hitting the bishop and the pawn. That looks pretty good. We could also go to B6 and hit the B2 pawn. Can also bring the rook to the c file and hit the c2 pawn. Yeah, we're way ahead in development. 1, 2, 3 pieces developed, and they only have 2, and we're attacking something. So that's why I wasn't so sure about that decision to let us capture on e5. Seems quite strange to me. Maybe the computer says it's okay. We'll see. We shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
We're ahead on the clock, guys. What can I say? A rarity, a hidden gem, like the Arkenstone. That's a little tip for you guys out there who are married. I told my wife a while back, she had her ring on and it was a bright sunny day and her wedding ring was glistening in the sunlight. And I said, "Your wedding ring is glistening and bathing in the sunlight." I said, "It looks like the Arkenstone from Lord of the Rings." And she was quite happy with that. So I gained a stock went up a few points. And now they're going to abandon the game. Okay, so I've decided to include this, even though they abandoned, maybe they got disconnected. I mean, normally these are the types of games that I'm not including in the speed run, but I am going to include this one because I want you guys to see the review because I don't think we've seen this variation yet. So here is the accuracy. So yeah, I mean, it's only a few moves, so the accuracy is basically meaningless. But I did want to show you guys that variation when they put the knight on the e5 square. Yeah, let's take a look at this so you guys know what to do. So we basically played the opening perfectly up until the very last move. This is all normal. This is all book stuff, of course. Yeah, e6 is correct. And I don't think we've seen this yet in the entire speed run. I'm pretty sure. So I just wanted you guys to see that, yes, taking the bishop there is correct, and taking that knight on e5 was correct. And then here was the only move that wasn't the best move. So yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. Putting the bishop on c5 looked good. So queen c7 is okay, but just remember that when they put that knight on c5 in that Caro-Kann exchange line, that you are supposed to take on e2 first, exchange light square bishops, and then take that knight on e5. All right, I'll squeeze in another game. Okay, game 5. We have a name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, and let's see what we get. Fantasy or classical? Man, just can't get it. Just can't get it. Bishop here is the correct move. Actually, sorry. Queen f4 is the correct move. Bishop b5 is also a very good move, because that stops us from developing our bishop to a square we'd like to get it to. So let's go ahead and play e6. And now I think we want to get the knight to g6 to hit both of these. And then queen c7. What are you doing about that? Bishop there. Bishop there, we'll just take that. If you push, we'll take that. And then if you go bishop f4, we take that with check. Okay, they're going to give it to us. All right. Okay. Still don't have this. We're taking that with check. That actually loses a piece. Because then queen takes and your bishop is hanging. Okay, good move because we can't take that because then our queen hangs. But we do have, okay, let's think about this. Bishop d6. Queen takes. 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 Yeah. We actually might need to play g6 here. Bishop here. Bishop d6. Yeah, I think we're going to need to play that. Now we're threatening to take the bishop. Not sure I want to castle short, though. A lot of pressure over here. Maybe h5 and we're okay, but then sometimes there's some sacks on g6. It's a little messy. Okay, so now I'm kind of liking the look of knight c4 just to trade everything. This guarantees something's going to get traded. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, and we're just up a pawn. Is there anything better? Anything better than this right here? I don't think so. Hitting b2, double attacking this. Yeah. Now we're hitting a lot of stuff. Okay, that's what we want. And now we're just a pawn up and there's nothing to worry about. I think I will play h5 here now. Don't want this pawn coming down the board. And I think we can castle. b6, get the bishop out on this diagonal. This is one of my favorite things to do is play b6 and bishop a6 whenever we're not able to bring the bishop out to the side that we would like. That severely weakens h4 because you don't want to have to play g3. So that makes me want to play this move. And then if they take with the g pawn, stick the king on a dark square. Or actually, they don't have a bishop after that. So here, threatening that, they take, we take, king over, rook over. Not sure I want to give up this knight, though. This bishop's not doing anything. That move looks risky. Okay, I'm going to play b6 just to give us some options here with the bishop. This knight really can't do anything. This looks fairly strong, but I guess they can just push. And then we go knight here, bishop here, and we don't have that. I really want to play this move, but I just don't like bishop takes as much as I originally thought I did. It's king over, then both of our rooks get to the g file, and they're just kind of button heads, I think. This is pretty weak over here, for sure. Maybe bishop a6, rook c8. Looks pretty strong depending on what they do here. Actually, if they play C4, I might play that anyway because you can't take. That hangs the rook. Actually, yeah, I'm really liking bishop A6 here. They don't want to play a move like that. That would severely weaken C4. And if they push bishop A6, we got 3 attackers on this guy and only have 2 defenders. That might make them play that move. But then I wouldn't mind playing that. Takes, takes. Then we'll be doubling up on the C pawn. Okay. They heard the clock ticking. What are you doing about that? I'm going to go all the way back. It just loses a pawn. Again, I actually don't want to trade the knight. Take with the bishop. You guys know me. I love knights versus bishops in the endgame. I want them to take. We take. We have a knight versus a bishop. Although we do have some pawns on light squares. I don't know how this bishop attacks them. Okay, again, I don't really want to take that. I don't mind knight versus knight, though. Even though we have an isolated pawn, because then we get to jump here. And we're threatening that. If you push that, we just take it. Plus that potentially gives us an outpost. Yes, this is weak, but we're up 2 pawns, so this looks pretty strong. And this knight still looks pretty bad, and they don't have any time. What are you doing about that pawn? No way to defend it. Mhm. Wait, what? Excuse me? Past pawns must be pushed. I think that might be the first game in the whole speed run that we've legitimately won on time. That somebody didn't just rage quit and let their clock run out. That's that's rare. All right, let's see how we did. So 88%, we had a miss and 3 inaccuracies. Not too bad. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing crazy. We know what to do here. Yeah. Being shadowing the bishop. That was one of our inaccuracies, one of the immediate queen c7. What does that do? Why is that so good? We're not threatening to take that. Hmm. Yeah, not too sure on that one. Nonetheless, we played knight g to e7. Yeah, knight g6, very good move because we're hitting a lot of stuff. Back up. Yeah, now queen c7 is the best move because we're hitting this 3 times. And I was very surprised that they didn't at least play bishop f4. Oh, they wanted to pin it. Okay, yeah, makes sense. That would remove one of the attackers of e5, so that was a mistake. Okay, they wanted the other knight. That's only a difference of 6/100ths, so both of these are essentially the same. Oh, that was another inaccuracy. Wow, really? Taken with the queen? Computer's not worried about this, huh? Oh, that's check. Yeah. I think I might have missed that. I actually think I missed that. All I saw was takes and then bishop f4 looked a little dangerous, although I still don't think that's that bad. So yeah, we're up a pawn here. So yeah, trading queens there, definitely a slight hiccup on my part. They want to give a check here. Block with the bishop takes. We'd have to actually take with the king. Yeah, because we can't take with the knight. That hangs the queen. We can't take with the queen because that hangs the knight. Yeah, now we're fine. What? That was our miss? Knight c4 was our miss? I actually thought that was one of the best moves in the game. It was actually literally the worst move that we played. Why is that so bad? Yeah. 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 What? They play the best move. We play the best move. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have taken our queen. They should have gone here. What does that do? Why can't we take that? Is this bad? No, it's excellent. What? Why is knight c4 a miss? It wants us to go bishop d7. I don't get it. We went here and we ended up with a completely won position, a completely dominant position. It says it's only minus 1.1. They take, we take. If they take, now black is lost. -2. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry too much about that one. I thought it was a very good move. Both of those are okay. Yep, b6. Yes, bishop a6. Very important move. And then also getting the rook here, hitting the c3 pawn. Yep, best move, hitting that. And what are you doing about that pawn? You have to go back to b1 is the only thing that I see to say this. Pushing it doesn't help. We just take, best. And that was okay. Yeah, completely lost. -3. That's fine. Yeah, taking that first instead of taking this, because then they take, and now our king is a little bit exposed. So instead of doing that, we just take their G pawn, and that's actually the best move. And then that just allows us to push, and now we're hitting the rook. I mean, I know they only have whatever 4 seconds on the clock, so can't blame them. But yeah, and now we're just looking to push, push, push. We have no way to attack our knight anytime soon, and push, push, push. So good game by White. Good luck with your chess rest of the way, and we're moving on to the next one. Game number 6. We have Te Mamuju from Indonesia with the early f4. Okay, so this is kind of weird. This is like a classical with an f4 push.
Okay.
I'm going to throw this in there purely for entertainment purposes. Next. All right, let's try this again. Game 6, part 2. Another exchange. Let's take with the knight this time. Okay, so let's go. Knight f6, I think. Then e6. Mhm. Let's go bishop d6. Full castle. Maybe we can entice them to take here. Stick our king in the corner, have them play on the g file again. We've seen this at least once, I think a couple of times. Now that I just don't get. I just don't get it. We have two attackers. They have one defender. That right there is a free pawn. Man, I just don't understand. Queen c7 comes to mind. Hitting h2. I like that. It also gets us out of the pin. Maybe knight to e4, hitting the bishop. Yeah, that's a move. That's really weakening. And like I said, we want them to take, open up that G file. They just severely weaken themselves on the diagonal. Oof. Now I'm thinking castle long, and it's go time, baby. I think a good move for white here would be to actually push f5. That would be an annoying move for black to have to deal with because we don't want to take and have quintuple pawn, triple pawns on the f file, and we also don't want to weaken d5. So if they don't push this, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they give up h2. It's all pretty bad from here. I mean, it's really hard to see a good move. I mean, maybe f5 wasn't all that great for white. I don't know if it's worth giving up the h2 pawn for that. Now I just want to play f5 ourselves. I mean, they play this, we just castle along and everything's protected. Yeah, I think I will play f5. I don't want them to push f5. Even though these are double pawns, I mean, this is a pretty difficult pawn mass for them to try to attack. And now f4's hanging. It's a weakness. This looks really bad. I mean, black is up one, but Hmm.
Wait. Wait.
Tactics recognition. Condition number 1. Pieces on the same straight line. Good game. Something Stan. All right, let's see how we did. Okay, 94%. We had 1 inaccuracy. So we have another exchange variation. Pretty normal stuff. Blocking with a bishop. They take back. Taking with a knight is best. The line that I was showing that we've seen in a couple other games when I take with the queen here is before they've developed the knight to f3. Because then you take with the queen, they develop knight to f3, then you can throw in this queen e6 check, and they're pretty much forced to block with the queen. Then you take the queen, then the king has to take. They can't castle, then you play e6, and we have our nice pawn structure. But when this knight's already developed, I don't want to take with the queen because then they're probably going to castle, and then this queen e6 move does nothing. So taking with the knight there. Okay, yep. What's the difference there? 1500ths. Best. Yeah, and I thought about this move immediately. The whole London system idea. As soon as in any d4 opening, as soon as the dark square bishop comes out, queen to b6 hitting b2 is an idea. What's the difference there? About a tenth of a pawn, not much. Yeah, and that's just a blunder. And they've used 27 seconds. That's why I was kind of like, you know, um, not try to belittle my opponent, but just like you got to slow down a little bit before you make these kinds of moves. I mean, this is just chess 101. We've got 2 attackers and you've only got 1 defender. So, okay, knight was best. Yep. Yep. Okay, so computer wanted to castle first. I just wanted to go ahead and put some pressure on h2. And then f4. Now, the computer says that's best, but my gut was like, yeah, you can do that, but guess what? You just opened up yourself. It's kind of like opening up the window at your house. Like you've now got an entry point. You're now drafty, right? This king is not nearly as safe. Pushing that F pawn can come with consequences. So, and on top of that, we'd already talked about, hey, I want them to take this knight anyway. So, yeah, dropping it back. I want them to take, and that's great. Um, I want them to take, and that's great. So yeah, this is minus almost -2, and now we have this beautiful G file to play with. They bring the queen in, right? They want to get to this square. That's pretty obvious. I mentioned them pushing this pawn, but that I don't know that's really worth it to give up the H2 pawn. Probably that's a bit too much. After I thought about it some more. Okay, so that was our one inaccuracy. So okay, why is that an inaccuracy? Wanted us to go check, king in the corner, and then what? I don't know. From a human point of view, I just know that a lot of times playing as black, whenever white is able to push pawn to f5 and hit that e6 pawn, then it's very, very uncomfortable. So, from a human practical point of view, I just wanted to push this. They don't have any bishops, so I don't have to worry about weakening a certain color. And I kind of assumed they'd go to g7, we castle, and we're fine. So, not really too sure why the computer says that's an inaccuracy. And then we got everything we could hope for here. Yeah, -4. And, they made this move, and within 2 milliseconds, I knew that was, a mistake. Why? Because I'd already filed away mentally. They had pushed their F pawn, so they are weak on this diagonal. And, we got everything here on the dark squares perfectly lined up, and you notice their clock, they've got 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. Okay, so we are already on move 16. So from a time management point of view, 5 minutes, every minute would be 20%, right? So they've used almost a minute and a half. So that's 20% plus another 10%. That's 30%. They've used 30% of their time, so they have 70% left. So if you extrapolate that out, 30 goes into 100, a little bit more than three times. So three times, we're on move 16. Three times 16, that's 30 plus 18, that's 48. A little bit more, we'll call it 50. Okay, so for them to use a minute and a half up to move 16, we would have to play a 50 move game for them to have that equal time management. And in 5 minute games, I mean, games don't go to 50 moves. And so my point is perhaps my opponent spent a little bit too much time. They rushed a little bit in the opening here in the middle game, not taking some time and making sure that they're not making critical mistakes. And I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but that was a pretty big one there. So yeah. Anyway, not. I don't think there's too much else to say about that. So good game, Chimov Stam, and we'll move on. All right. So I called the last game Game 6, Part 2. So I guess the last game technically will be 7. So I guess we're on Game 8 here. Please, please give us a fantasy or a classical. Pin and win. Okay. E6 coming. And now we have our classic Carlsbad structure. What do? Minority attack. Okay, so they want to come around here, right? Then they want us to take, and they want to take here, and they want us to checkmate on h7. Nah, that's not going to happen, bro. Let's go rook to b8, and then we're going to push with the minority attack. Okay, that's fine. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. And then A5 and B4. What's the purpose of that move? You want to double? Not sure what that's about. And I think we just crash through here. Yeah, you cannot take that. You cannot take that. And now they're gonna have a severely weakened pawn on C3, or something's gonna be weak. They can't take it, so they can't push. So they're gonna have to just sit there and take it. They're gonna have to let us take, and then okay, not a bad move. Pin in the knight. So I think we take anyway. Just check. Yeah, bishop here does nothing. We can just take that. Going through the checklist. Not having that dark squared white, not having the dark squared bishop is nice. To not have any pressure on this knight. So, what else can they do here? Yeah, we're okay to play that move. Now we need to get out of this pin so that if they push, then that hangs the whole house. We can't play a check. That's covered. I don't see a way for us to attack this rook other than rook a8, which does look attractive. I do kind of like that. That would give us control of the a file. And if they go here, then maybe just queen c7, and it's going to have to go backwards. That does not look right. Does that not work? Takes. I guess I can take with the queen. I was thinking knight here takes. If bishop takes, they hang the rook, but they have queen takes. So unfortunately, I don't think that actually works. But I am going to take this. If nothing else, that gives us tempo on the bishop. Also, this looks attractive. Okay, let's go with this. This looks good. It looks decent. And now I'm spending a little bit too much time, so I need to speed up. We're down to less than 2 minutes. We have 40% of our time left. I'm thinking about jamming the knight into c4, maybe rook to c8 if this bishop moves. The knight moves, that's going to be a very nice outpost on e4. The queen's a little bit tied down to the c3 pawn. Rook is a little loose. Bishop is hanging. Okay, I think that's a good move. Let's go rook to the B file, so they can't play that move so easily. I think. Yeah, that would lose. Takes, check. That would fork the king and the knight. Need to make an escape square here fairly soon. This is not. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to go play the lottery. I'm going to do it. I was just going over tactics recognition part 1 with a client of mine this morning. That's a good move to take. And we're just talking about the 0 versus 0s, the 1s versus 1s, 2s versus 2s, all that kind of good stuff. All right, we need to trade. I can also just take this. That also looks strong. Maybe that's even better. Yeah. Okay, we're weak on the back rank, but we're okay. They can't get to our back rank just yet. I am going to take that, and then we're going to make an escape square. Yes. Hide our king here on Yeah, okay. Good move. I'll put it there anyway. It's gonna take them a couple of moves to get in G5, so now we just wanna trade. Trade, 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 trade. Mhm. Let's go actually, let's go here. I'm gonna bait them. I'm gonna bait them into a check so we can get the queens off. Chess is such a beautiful game, man. I can't get enough of it. I'm going to be 106 years old, and I'm going to still love playing the game of chess. You can have the knight. Take it. Because now it is time for Mr. Gandalf.
You shall not pass!
Cut that king off. Good game. Boom Panes from the Philippines. 89%. We take those all day. We had a miss and an inaccuracy. My opponent played well too. Says they played like a 2050, 81%. So for a 1400 level player, they played fantastic. I think they should be very happy with that game. Okay, so another exchange. Now remember, whenever they put the pawn on c3, remember from the master class that we actually do have two moves here. And knight f6 actually technically is a little bit better. And you can see that here from the engine. It wants to play a6, but also knight f6 is very good. I personally, again, I said this in the master class that I think you will, you know, especially I would say I don't know, 17, 18, 1900 level and below, I would say I feel like you're going to have more success getting this queen to c7 very early and not having to deal with this bishop f4 move. Because if you prevent them from getting there, they can't control the e5 square, and I think you're just going to have a better game. Your odds are going to go up, in my personal opinion. But just know that knight to f6 is also a very good move. I just haven't been playing this line very much. Maybe next time they put a pawn on c3 in the exchange, I'll play knight f6 and allow them to get to f4. Pin and win. Okay. Yeah, I could have dropped it back. I chose to go ahead and take there. Oh, God, once again. That was our inaccuracy. Yeah. And I was just talking about the condition number 2, unprotected pieces. Yep. Guess what? That's a 0 versus 0. Boom. Yeah. I missed it. I deserve to be slapped on the wrist. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so okay. Yep, e6 is fine. That's fine. Best. Yep. We can push e5, maybe take with a knight, fork here. I'm just thinking minority attack, just our basic cookie cutter plan there. Yep, that's fine. I thought they were going to go back and I was going to repeat maybe a couple times to see what they were going to do. Taking's best. Yep, there goes our minority attack, right? So we have 2 versus 3. This is middle game strategy number 10, minority attacks. But we know that in the exchange variation, when you get this Carlsbad structure, that is the main idea. To push on the queen side. Remember, you attack in the direction of your pawn chain in chess, typically. So we want to try to break open this structure and create some weaknesses over here, and we did that. Yep, this is all best. And I was saying here, they can't take that, right? Every pawn move, every move, but especially pawn moves, weaken something. You take that, and that's it. It's game over. And same thing, they can't push because that weakens the d4 pawn. So here they had no choice but to just allow us to take it. I think this was a good move. Let's see what the engine says. Yeah, engine likes their move. Good move by white. We take, they take. Okay, that was the best move, trying to get control of the A file. Taking is good. That was our miss. So, yeah, that's a 0 versus 0. Yeah, we could have taken that. Some of you guys might have been yelling at the screen. That's a 0 versus 0. So, although I thought it was a good game by Black, yep, here's me.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Got to make fun of myself. So yeah, I missed that. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, and then they missed that, so tactics all over the place in this game. I had to laugh because I was just talking about that. And now, yeah, that was best. That was best. That's best. That's good. And then, yeah, I just tried to bait them because I figure, when you're losing like this, you're just going to be looking for checks, right? You're going to be looking for something annoying. I was hoping that they'd give a check on the dark square diagonal, and then we'd be able to counter check them, get the queens off, and then yeah, these are pretty much all. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you see that right there? Giving up the knight's the best move. The engine doesn't care. I don't care. We're just trying to promote. And I had already calculated that they can't get back to the E file because we promote and we cut them off. And so these guys are low hanging fruit. And then, yeah, it was going to be a quick mate. All right, good game. Boom, pennies. All right, let's keep going. All right, game number 9. Andrew, 1972. You, the hillbilly. Okay, I'm going to take with the queen. See if we get this knight F3 line. We do not. Okay, let's knight C6. Now knight F3. Now we go queen E6. Check. Okay, so knight F6. And I think we have this one. That's a free pawn. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we want to go E6. If rook here. H6 is fine. That's no good because of that. F4 I think is okay. Yeah, I like F4. Maybe we can provoke them to play a weakening move. Do not want to let that knight come to that square. That's an interesting move. Looks on the surface like it loses a pawn. It is a little bit dangerous in the center. Takes, push. Castle long there. Ooh, that allows B5. Yeah, I don't understand that move. And now D4 is hanging. You have to go back to protect this. Now we can castle, and we are golden. Yeah, I like knight back here just to blockade on D5. I mean, even knight to B4 looks attractive for the same reason. Actually, this looks strong because then maybe yeah, okay, I like knight B4 here. If they take, we'll play this because we're still threatening fork. Ooh, I don't think that's a good move. Yeah, but now we just take. That's a free pawn because the rook was breaking the communication with the queen. Yeah, white's just lost here. You want to trade? No. Yeah, I think we just push. Yeah, pushing looks good. Pass pawns must be pushed. This knight really has nowhere to go. This knight is stuck because if it moves, then we win the exchange. Yeah, push. Now this is hanging. Want to trade? Okay. Really don't want to trade, but this is such an overpowering position. I mean, I don't see any reason not to trade. We're just up a bunch of material here. Let's make an escape square just to be principled. No knight. Oh, yes. All day long. We will push. I believe we just have this. Yeah, just push. You can't take that. That's made on the back rank. And now we just push here and you push here. Just so you guys know, this is a very important little pro tip I learned a long time ago. A lot of you guys probably know this, but when you have two connected pass pawns that are side by side, adjacent pawns, I guess, two pawns that are side by side on the sixth rank for white or the third rank for black, a single rook cannot stop them because you just push one of them, and whichever one they go after, you push the other one, and the rook is overloaded. One of these guys is going to promote, and that works whether or not the rook is um, in front of the pawns or behind it. So, all right, good game, Andre 1972. You. Let's see how we did.
You serious?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We love 93. One inaccuracy and one mistake. All right, all right, all right. The hillbilly. We are getting some good positions out of the hillbilly for sure. Yeah, again, both of these, remember, both of these are 1/100th difference. Yeah. And then I was kind of hoping for this line where they go knight f3 and we give the check. They have to block. We take, they take, and the king can't castle. It's out in the open. This is, I mean, it's not like winning or anything, but it's very, very comfortable, very solid for black, of course. They didn't go for that, so they pushed d4. Let's see what the difference is there. Yeah, only 0.08 of a pawn difference between those two moves. And doesn't like my move here. That was our only inaccuracy. Again, I was hoping for this. Yeah, blocking with the bishop is fine. Yeah, that was good. And again, look at this, guys. 11 seconds. This is no increment. So they literally spent 11 seconds and we're already on move 10. That means they've spent on average 1.1 second per move. And now they're borderline lost, right? You've got to slow down and use your time wisely. E6 is best. Okay, so it did like queen h6. I wasn't too sure about that. I thought maybe lining up a battery might be pretty good, but what's the difference there? Only 22/100ths of a difference. Okay. Oh, that was our mistake. Okay, so we should have taken that. Oh, we did end up taking it, right? On the next. Yeah, we took it there. Okay, so that's a big difference, huh? That's a difference of 1.1 pawns. Okay. So if we take here immediately and then they take, yeah, this does look strong because again, this is a backwards pawn, which you treat like a double pawn. Step one, stop the advance. So we could play b5. I probably would have played knight a5 and just jam that knight in front, or like knight a5, bring the rook to the c file, and we got that frontal pressure on the c3 pawn. These are pretty bad. So okay, that does make a lot of sense. So we did end up taking it on the next move. Take was best, and then yeah, that looked really bad because all that does is give us a healthy pawn chain with tempo. You can't come in You can't infiltrate into our camp, and this is hanging, so you gotta go all the way back. Yeah, you gotta go all the way back to D1. And now we castle, and things are looking good. I thought knight b4 would have been the best move. Wants to go queen d6. Really surprised. What's the difference there? About half a pawn. Okay, I really fell in love with this idea of getting the knight to the d3 square, always having some threats on f2, but okay. Yeah, and now they just lost the pawn because we broke up the communication with the queen and the pawn. They have to guard against the fork, and white's toast here. Okay, so that was my first initial gut reaction was, "Oh, yeah, let's trade." But man, no, 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 these pawns are just way, way too strong, and they don't really have a good way. Because to get rid of this knight, they can't go here because we have 2 attackers on it, and they can't go back to E1 because we hit them with the fork, and they have to give up the rook. So this is just, pretty lights out here. Yeah, make an escape square, take, take, and then push, yeah. Again, either one of those pushes would have been fine because they have back rank issues. Yeah, either one is good there. All right, good game injury. Let's go on to game 10. Roman is number 1 from oh, I thought that was Romania. Armenia. Tricked me. And we have another accelerated Panov. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We take. So remember in this position, this accelerated Panov, or really just the Panov in general, you want to have E6 played, Knight C6, and A6 played. Those are the 3 moves that I usually try to get in. So let's defend with E6. And then we want to go Knight C6 to stop this knight from coming in. If they give us any checks here on the diagonal and we block, we don't want this knight coming into the E5 square. That's why we want. Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Good move because they are pinning the pawn. Going through the checklist, I was about to play this. I was like, wait a minute. Is our king safe? No. Takes. And we can't take back. So that is an issue. So we probably need to play bishop e7, I imagine. I think that's probably the best move. That doesn't look right. Well, I guess they can just go here and they're defending that and that. Okay, let's just go bishop e7. Yeah, now I like knight c6. That stops these 2 moves. And now I think we just castle. They might put the rook on the e file so that they're threatening. Actually, that was covered anyway. That looks like a strange move. Something looks off about that. Probably can't take advantage, but I feel like bishop f6. Because now this is unprotected. This is 1 versus 1. Don't see any tactics on it. Guess we could take first, takes, then bishop f6. Then probably just push. Okay, let's go ahead and I like bishop to f6 quickly so that when the rook comes to the e file, we're not worrying about. Okay. That move. Seems like we should have something here, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, we gotta speed up. All right, let's just take. If they take with the bishop, um, I think I will take. And then play. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's play a6, b5, maybe fianchetto the bishop, get on this light diagonal. Yeah. So we're not worried about this diagonal. Okay, now I like. Hmm, okay, let's fianchetto first. I don't want this knight coming in here. Oh, okay. I'm very happy to see that because our bishop is much better than their bishop. So let's, or at least I feel like it is. Okay, let's take the C file. This is a, a backwards pawn, so it's pretty weak. So I kind of like maybe sticking the bishop here, takes, and we got that Maroxy bind, and we just pile up on the C pawn. That looks pretty good. I think I actually will take with the queen because I would like to get the queens off that. They just moved their F pawn. They just weaken themselves on the dark squares. Um, F6 I think is a little bit too much. Okay. Okay. Let's. I got to speed up here. We're down to less than a minute. Let's take. Go here. Double attacking this. They can go here, but okay. All right. Let's go back. Offer trade of queens, and let's just pile up on the C pawn. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't want my queen to be in front, so I'm going to jam a rook in here while defending a6. Okay. Definitely don't mind taking that. We can hit with tempo. Probably queen here, maybe just f6. Queen here, threaten. No, they're not threatening that. Yeah, I want to jam a rook in here. Let's double. Okay, now they are threatening this, so let's trade. That's a free c pawn. That's it. Very, very nice game by White. I thought they played really well. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's hit the pawn. You can take. Okay, let's go here. Go here, and then push. Push. Let's try to force the issue. 13 seconds. We can do it. 9 seconds is plenty of time. Plenty of time. I want to pre-move that. Good game, Roman. Okay, very nice game by White. I thought they played exceptionally well. The only difference was that weak backwards pawn on the C file. Very nice game by White. Okay, let's see how we did. All right, so only 84%, so obviously not one of our better games. We had a good game rating, but 2 misses, 2 mistakes, 4 inaccuracies. Maybe some of those were at the end in the time scramble, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. A lot of credit to our opponent here. So, okay, yeah, that's book. That's book. Yeah, wants to drop the knight back. Couple of tenths of a difference. Yeah, I mean they'll just back it up. Okay, yeah. So this was very important. Y'all saw I almost blundered, right? I almost played this move, and that would have been basically game over. Yeah, because we're in a pin here. So sometimes, a lot of times, when I'm working with my students and clients one on one, we have that tunnel vision where it's just like we're making our moves, we're not thinking about what they're doing. Well, this is a normal move in this Panov accelerated Panov attack. This is a bit of an odd move. You got to ask that question. Why would you do that? Well, the only reason why you do that is to pin the pawn, right? So I had to back up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yep, Bishop E7 is the best move to get out of the pin. Okay, that was fine. Castling is fine. You wanted us to take the knight first. Okay. Okay, now taking the knight was best. Taking the bishop. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't know that I would expect that to be the best move. It says now Black's got a small advantage, not much. Okay. Yeah, B5 is best just to try to get a lockdown on the C4 push. Okay, Finch had a bishop best, taking best, getting rid of the C file best. That's fine. That was okay. That's fine. Haven't seen any bad moves yet. That's good. That's okay. That's best. That's good. Yeah, so I guess all these subpar moves came all right at the end. I'm already down to 31 seconds. That's okay. Yeah, that's a mistake. This is -2. So, but here's where some positive constructive criticism for, you know, um, our opponent here. We're As far as time is concerned, we're kinda on the ropes, right? We only have 25 seconds. So I know the mentality a lot of times is your opponent's running low on time. And so your thought process is, let me hurry up and make moves so that I'm stealing time from them. Like they're not able to think on my time, right? They're not able to think on my clock. And yeah, there's some truth to that, but they have 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So, in my opinion, the better alternative is to spend that time wisely and make good solid moves, because the faster you move, the more likely you are to blunder. And if you blunder, all you're doing is giving your opponent who has no time on the clock, you're giving them a chance to move and make moves quickly. If they had just played solidly, there's a very good chance that we don't convert this in time. But after the queens came off, everything is so much clearer. Everything is simpler. You don't have to calculate as much. I don't have to worry about checkmate threats when the queens come off, right? And now I'm very comfortable here. 24 seconds is an eternity. Okay, so that was one of our mistakes. It wants us to go ahead and take. Yeah, I'm 18 seconds here. Okay, that was the best move. That's fine. That was another mistake. It wants us to double. Really? It wants us to double and allow this, huh? Interesting. Okay. I was just trying to provoke them to take, so we take, and we're hitting this, and we're threatening to. Okay, that's a mistake. That was a miss of ours. It wanted us to push immediately. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. That was one of our inaccuracies. It wants to. Really? You want to. Can't they just. Isn't this. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that is fine for black. Even if they win this pawn, we got three. I don't know. This doesn't look very convincing to me, but I guess what we did, yeah, that's a mistake, because now we pick up this central pawn, and We just rush up the board. Yeah. Okay. Well, 7 seconds on the clock. So yeah, we could have just given a check, gotten the rooks off immediately and pushed, but we were going to push anyway. Promoting his inaccuracy. Okay. Yeah. And now it's might not have found the most direct way to end this with only a few seconds left on the clock. That's okay. Check his best. Oh. Oh, that's a nice one. But yeah. Yeah, I'm probably not going to see that in 3 seconds. That's a nice one because now the king is completely restricted and all they have is a pawn move. And so, like we go here, restrict the king. They have to, um, yeah, they have to move the pawn. That's just mate. Yeah, that's a nice short way to do it. Yeah, now it's a more comfortable box mate, something you can pre-move. Good game, white. All right, game number 11. We were playing Baron from Germany. Good luck to you with the exchange variation. No d4. There we go. Okay. Pawn on c3, queen c7 to stop bishop f4. Okay, let's go. Both these I think are about the same. Don't want to allow anything coming to b5. Don't know what that move does. Let's go here. Hmm. I am tempted to take because they are weak on the dark squares over here, but at the same time, we don't have control over e5, which tells us to drop it back. We're going to get this line. Let's do it. Please take. Please, please. Yes, sir. We're going to snap that off. And we are going to have some fun on the G file. This knight's out of play. Yep. Let's stop that. And here. They can come here, but this is protected. We have time to get the rook over here. Man, I love these positions. I love them. Knight here coming for checkmate, right? So, but I think we can just play. We've seen this before. Yeah, we really don't want to allow that. I don't. It's not the end of the world. We could push f6, and we're protecting laterally, but really don't want to allow this knight to get to that square. So I think we will play this. And they can't afford to get away with that. They cannot afford. They don't have enough money to get away with that. What does that do? They want to come here and remove this, right? But I think we can still double. I mean, if they take, we just take with the queen. They're not getting here. I think that was a good rerouting move by white. I approve of that. But still, you got to deal with this. You cannot afford to play g3. It's too expensive. It will cost you the game. Ooh. What? Huh?
Huh? Huh?
Pause the video. Can you find it? Tactics recognition, condition number 3. We have Zachek and we have mate.
Game over.
That hurt. Good game, Baron. Yep. I think this is gonna be a pretty good percentage accuracy, I think. Okay, we missed it by 3/100ths. We needed get down to 93.4 so we can round down to 93. So only 2 inaccuracies. That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Okie dokie. Normal stuff. All these are good. Yes, sir. I'm loving the Queen C7 lines and these exchange variations. Absolutely loving it. Yeah, we're getting the bishop there, computer. Okay, okay. hmm Yeah, I remember I do have a line in my repertoire where the bishop goes to F5 and then goes to E4 just so we can snap that off. It's not here, I don't think. I do think it's a pretty obscure line though. Yeah, it loves castling, and we are just provoking. We are daring them. We're just dangling the low hanging fruit right in front of them. Take it. Yeah, computer hates it. And we are going to have so much fun. Oh, the computer hates that too. uh, okay. I don't know. I don't mind trading, getting those rooks over there. I will say that, yeah, they're going back a few moves. Their light squared bishop is really not doing much. I mean, what's it going to do if it goes here? I don't know. For some reason, just in general, when I'm playing as black, especially in Caro-Kann lines, I don't mind trading the light square bishop because it's always going to be putting pressure at some point on H7. So I don't mind getting rid of those. I just figured, this is going to be lost. Yeah, the very important move there. They don't have any bishops, so we don't have to worry about colors of squares, and this just kind of keeps a lockdown on our pawn structure. Um, we've got a knight and a bishop that's prepared to handle some of these weakened dark squares. So, yeah, best move. Doesn't like that. Wants to double. So if we double, then what do we want to do here? Yeah, I guess we just double. Yeah, and they have to play a weakening move like that or that, but then we just push. Yeah, okay, makes some sense. I guess I overestimated how strong this was. It's not a big deal. Like I said, we could have pushed F6 and defend laterally. Not something we want to do, but it's a resource. Yeah, just a mate and two. This is so strong. So very strong. Yep, so that's it. I guess we will stop there at 1,500. As always, I hope you got something out of this. These were educational and instructive games. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, giving a like, and hitting that bell notification so you never miss another video. And we're getting close, guys. We're making our way on up to 2,000. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.